So, to come clean, I did lose, around $200,000 of our money in
What?
I did lose about that amount. However, there are new opportunities. There are new coins.
Slow and steady wins the race. It can pay off big to put a very small percentage of your portfolio into highly speculative coins that you're completely comfortable watching flush down the toilet. But the key to making a fortune and keeping it is to build wealth with a portfolio of top coins that grow your bag over time. Here's a word of encouragement you needed from the BitBoy. That millions of dollars, well, it may seem distant, but don't worry. If you can focus on making your first $100,000 in crypto, you're so much closer to $1 million than you think. Watch this video to the very end to find out how. Let's get it. I'm not a financial advisor. Welcome to the channel. I'm your host, the BitBoy. No matter where you are in your crypto journey, I'm going to show you the next step to that $1 million portfolio. If you appreciate this content, don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit that noti bell so you don't miss the next one. Making your first 100 grand in crypto is hard. Making your first million, well, it's easy. The first reason for this is simple scaling. Another great Benjamin Franklin, famously said, money makes money, and the money makes more money. It's the power of compound interest, the eighth wonder of the world, as some say. But I'll spare you the boring personal finance talk and make this simple for you. Depending on whose metric you look at and where you start from, Bitcoin has had an average annual return on investment of 100.68%. That's compared to just under 11% for the S&P 500. On average, this means you double your money every year just holding Bitcoin. Now, of course, we know this is an average, and what really happens is the Bitcoin 4-year cycle gives you massive returns for the 18 months after the halving, and then the bear market plummet makes people leave, only to come back at the worst possible time when it's back in the green. So if you had actually held for 12 years, you would have doubled your investment every year on average. The math is simple. At this rate, starting with $1,000, it would have taken you 7 years to get to $128,000. Here's the crazy part. After this point, it would have only taken 3 more years to reach over $1 million. And that's only with just leaving that original $1,000 in Bitcoin without touching it. Amazing. You'd have made way more if you continue to dollar cost average into the market, buying a little bit every week on top of that first $1,000. Now, of course, this is based on an annual average, and the math bears out a little differently depending on what point in the 4-year cycle you got in at. Had you entered at the top of the last cycle without investing another penny cents, well, now 3 years later, you would just be breaking even. But any way you slice it, just by holding, you'll go from 100K to $1 million way faster than you did getting your first 100K. Unless, of course, you already had a large chunk of money sitting around, made $40,000 or $50,000, and you put all that into the market before the bull run. You might have had your first 100K overnight, then watched it dwindle down just as quick, but I digress. Check out this clip to see how the time breaks down. It is 7% annual return in the stock market if you're investing $10,000 every year on top.
Let's actually look at the breakdown of time. The first 100K took you 7.84 years, or 25.5% of the total amount of time it took to get to $1 million. The remaining 900K took 74.5% of the time. And isn't that kind of funny, because that means your wealth accumulation is disproportionately harder in the beginning of this entire thing. By the way, if you're curious, the next 100K after you hit $1 million is only 15 months, and that's only 15% of the time that it actually took you to get your first 100K. Okay, so hopefully this illustrates to you that your net worth absolutely explodes after you hit 100K. But even more importantly, it shows you that if we can get to 100K faster than 7.84 years, then we're gonna have so much more time for a crap ton of wealth accumulation. Essentially, all the friction of wealth accumulation is in the beginning in the first 100K, and that's why Charlie Munger says it's a bitch, and that's why you should do everything that you can to get there.
Now, those numbers are boring compared to Bitcoin, but you can see how much faster wealth grows over time. Again, the key is scaling. You make money, and the money you make makes more money. The larger the amount becomes, the faster it makes a return. It's like a snowball rolling down a hill. It just gets bigger, faster over time. According to the stock market numbers you just saw earlier, 100K is 25% of the way to $1 million, not just 10% of the way there. The second reason net worth skyrockets after 100K is simple: experience. Imagine you were buying Ethereum in early 2021 at $1,700. You watched it push up to 4K by May. Then comes the May crash, and you watch the price dip under $2,000. Then you panic sell your bag only to watch the price snap back up to $2,300 and you FOMO buy back in. Now the 1 ETH that you worked so hard to accumulate is 0.86 ETH. What's worse is when the price creeps back up to $3,000, it's even more expensive to buy that 0.14 ETH back. See, along the path to making that first tenth of $1,000,000, you've learned things about yourself and about how you deal with emotions like fear and greed. You've made mistakes, you've wanted to quit, and now you're a better investor for it. Just about the only thing you haven't learned is how you maintain your personal ethics and character after you've come into millions of dollars. Trading and investing expose you to your own emotions, discipline, work ethic, and character. But you learn, grow, and develop along the way. And you gather tools making your first 100K. They're gonna help you make your first million. This is exactly why they say time in the market is better than timing the market. This is only mostly true though, but that's a video for another day. How is your path to your first 100K going? Or how did it go? What did you learn? Drop your comments down below and don't forget to smash that like button. Subscribe to the channel for more. It's all I got. Be blessed. Good boy out.